It's horrible to think that while all of us were so excited that day, dressing and getting the house ready, someone was already planning to kill Channing. And that while he was in the atrium, smiling for the photographers and trying to look modest about that cup he'd won, someone was waiting for him in the study to shoot him in cold blood with my father's own gun.
That may not have been the way it happened.
Is it? You said you knew.
I didn't say that.
You said you knew who murdered Channing.
I think I know who, but I don't know how. That's what tonight is about. It's as much for me as for anyone else.
Well, then you were about 2 millimeters less obnoxious than I thought you were. Here you are, you're going around, you're telling that you can't say anything to anybody about anything. And it's really for fear that you're afraid someone's going to ruin your show this evening.
Forget my show. Let me tell you something, all right? When we're married, we're going to look back on this whole thing like it was a bad dream, like it never happened. Eden, when we get to Mexico on our honeymoon, we're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. They're going to have to slip our food under the door. Please.
Promise.
I'll promise if you promise.
What would make me change my mind?
Cruz?
That's Malone. Yeah, he's supposed to be here at 3. Just a second, man. You want to hide in the bathroom or something? Hey.
Hi. Hope I'm not too late.
Yeah, no problem. Did you get it taken care of for me?
The uniform is gone. As far as Dr. Armati or anyone else is concerned, there's no one guarding his hospital room. But one of the nurses at the nurses' station and one of the orderlies on that floor are ours.
Great. Okay, now the next thing is this. I want you to get the rest of our people out of sight. I know I gave you a list of names, and I told you I wanted somebody there at the door to escort each one of them to the Capwells. Forget all about that, all right? Instead, let's let them feel they're free to come and go. But I want all of them tailed anytime they leave the house. I think the first thing that they'll probably try to do is go put pressure on Armani, but that's all right. That's what I want to see happen. You got that?
Got it.
Okay.
Anything else?
Well, let me know if anybody tries to leave town.
Gotcha.
All right, thanks, Ed.
You know, you almost got yourself killed last time. I don't know why you didn't learn anything.
Last time what?
Last time you tried to play God. Tried to manipulate everybody, tried to get them to feel what they wanted to feel and do what they wanted to do. You ended up in a tunnel with an explosion and someone was killed.
That's not going to happen this time.
You're doing the same thing. You're putting yourself as the target. You're taking the place of Channing.
This time I know what I'm doing, and I know who I'm after. But I admit, Eden, once in a while I wonder if it's worth it.
What do you mean?
Well, just suppose I knew that the person who killed your brother is never going to kill again, and it was just a... No. You see, even if I knew that, it would be beside the point. Justice demands to be served. That's corny, but it's true. I mean, someone murdered your brother, and it's my job to make sure that person is caught and punished. You shouldn't worry about me, baby. Believe me, this killer is no threat to me. You should worry about yourself and your family.
It's Marcello, isn't it? You feel safe with him because you have guards around him. He can't hurt anyone until the meeting this evening, right?
A lot depends on him. That's all I can say.
Then why would you tell that man that it was okay for people to put pressure on him?
Marcello is the wild card. I want to know what he'll do and what he'll say. I want to know everything he knows. And I don't yet.
You say you want to recreate the day that Channing was killed. Well, you better be careful, because you're putting a lot of pressure on a lot of people. And some of them may not be able to handle it.
excuse me, I'm looking for Greta Bailey. She's a nurse at the medical clinic, Centennial Medical Clinic. I talked to her today. Oh, Nurse Bailey.
What are you doing here?
Look, please, can
I've already told you everything that I know.
Look, I'd just like to ask you a few more questions, okay, please?
Go ahead. Ask. But make it quick. There's no need to come in.
What are you afraid of?
The same as most people. Things that I don't understand. I don't understand why a perfectly healthy new baby is suddenly found missing and then claimed to be dead.
Look, Renfro just told me the baby was healthy. He said it had just give me a second,
highly membrane disease. Well, tell that to somebody who hasn't delivered 12 hyaline babies and had them die in her arms.
He told me he just flew the baby to an LA medical hospital and the baby died en route.
Then check with them.
No, please, you don't understand. That baby is everything.
Babies are.
Look, are you sure that baby was well? Would you stake your professional reputation on your judgment that there was nothing wrong with that baby? That baby's still alive?
Look, I'm old. I live alone. The locks on these doors are not very strong. Having friends isn't as important to me as not having an enemy. I don't like the way your East Coast doctor came in here with his people and took over. I heard some phone calls that made me think that this is not a good enemy to have. I'm sorry. She's a very sweet girl, the baby's mother, and I hope that you find out everything. But I can't help you anymore.
How is he?
Just fine. The little treasure.
No, I will not be like him. I will not run away from a situation of my own making, especially now that Sophia...
Tom, what are you doing?
I couldn't imagine that you would have too much concern right now.
Oh, my darling.
Especially after what I tried to do to your family.
You keep forgetting. You are part of my family. I don't forget that.
No, I don't forget. It's probably what made me put that down just now. Sophia, you will want me with you this afternoon when, if Cruz Castillo reveals who killed your son. Some time ago, you told me that you were certain that it could not have been me. I won't hold you to that now any longer.
Thank you. I was hoping I'd find you alone.
How did you get in here?
I walked. The guard is gone.
That's true, Marcello. They're gone.
Mm-hmm. The coast is clear. You might consider another escape, Marcello. In fact, I'd advise it, if not from the police, then from me. Assuming you told Cruz I'm the one who murdered Channing. You don't know what I might do to keep you from repeating that this evening.
Just now. No, I didn't see anyone tailing him.
Mason didn't waste any time, did he? Don't let Armandi leave. Switch on the bug we planted in the room, and just don't let them kill each other.
Inspector, Mason Capwell isn't the only one. Mrs. Armante's in the room, too.
Sophia, damn. Donna, never mind. Just hold down the fort till I get there. Bye.
Things are already out of control?
Yeah, I've got to go.
Behold, a visitor's pass.
Well, I don't want any more visitors. Least of
Now,
all,
why are you
two of
calling the nurse, Marcello? Don't you have enough company?
Mason, stop it. It hurts him to move and you're frightening him.
Frightening him. Why? Did Lionel and I tell someone that Marcello had committed a murder or something? Well, hello, Lindsay. Join the party.
Lindsay, we met the day the tunnel cave in at the Capwell.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Cruz was just bluffing that day. He didn't really know who had killed Channing.
But he does now.
Because of something you told him.
I'd like to know what that is. Wouldn't you, gentlemen?
Amy, listen. Listen to me.
Where have you been?
Honey, look at me. I've got something I've got to tell you.
There must have been something wrong with me.
No, honey.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with you.
God, I want my baby.
Honey, listen to me. I'm not sure, but I think the baby's not dead.
I want to go home.
Amy, listen to me. I think the baby's not dead. Look, I talked to this nurse, okay? And she's sure that our baby didn't have the membrane disease.
He's alive?
Yeah.
Don't do this to me.
Look.
I believed her, okay? She said our baby was fine. She's delivered a dozen babies with membrane disease that died in her arms. She said ours wasn't one of them.
Oh, God, let that be true. You're certain that's what she said?
Yeah, I believed her. Honey, I saw her twice. The first time she just volunteered, and the second time I went right to her apartment, okay? Honey, she's convinced, okay? I really think so.
He's alive?
Yeah.
My son is alive. Oh, God, please.
Mama,
Fix this thing.
it still fits. I swore I'd never wear it again. You look very nice, dear.
I look like a maid.
Is something wrong with that, Santana?
Mama, I am so sorry.
I learned when your father and I came to this country that there's no work I'm too good for.
I know.
It put a few dollars in your pocket, too, when you were a young girl. On weekends and for special parties and things. You didn't object then.
No, I didn't. I thought I was very lucky. Except...
What?
Except when Channing looked at me. There was always something on his face that was always right there. The only way I could make myself forget about it was when I wasn't wearing this uniform.
It was in your mind, beloved. It was you, Santana. You always wanted to be like the Capwells, act like the Capwells, talk like the Capwells.
Mama, what was he really like, really? I mean, you raised him after Sophia left. You knew him better than you knew any of us.
Darling, you know what he was like. He was handsome, generous, wonderful to his father.
No, Mama, I want to know what you really thought about Channing. You've worked in this house for how many years? You see everything that goes on, and yet you keep your mouth shut. I need to know if he was really cruel like Mason makes him out to be.
Everyone has thoughtless moments, dear.
Did you know I was seeing him?
I knew how you felt. It was all over your little face. But that you were seeing him, no. There were times when it was the obvious conclusion. But I didn't let the thought form in my head.
Did you know he was seeing someone else?
Santana, why are you asking me these things today? The boy is dead. You've treasured the memories you have of him for all these years. Why try to spoil them now? There were things that you didn't know then. What matter?
Today we know who killed him. There were so many things that were so clear and constant in my head that Channing's murderer had to be brought to justice. But with all the things that I've learned about him in the past few weeks, I feel like all of my feelings that I felt and everything that I gave up were for nothing. Oh, Mama, if I had known then what I know now, I might have been the one to pull that trigger.
No one's going to believe you after all the things you've done and the lies you've told.
Enough,
Mason, can't you see he's not well?
It's this need you have for revenge against my father that makes you want to
Revenge?
implicate
What are
another...
you talking about? Revenge? You're the one to talk.
She has a point.
Why don't you all just leave, please?
Everybody has a need for revenge when the Capwell's about something. Did you tell Cruz that Mason did it?
I have nothing to say to any of you.
Oh, yes, you do. I've been harassed enough by the Capwells and their friends in the past few months. I wish I never laid eyes on any of you. And now, at a word from you, a word that nobody's heard but Cruz Castillo, Cruz is ready to make an arrest and claim that he's caught Channing's killer? Well, I have every respect and sympathy for your condition, Dr. Almonte, but I have got to know what you said. I can't walk into that house and play some little parlor game and not fully know that I am going to be able to walk out a free man.
My sentiments exactly.
Now, Mr. Lockridge and I are waiting to hear from you that the one that you implicated in this whole mess is Mason.
What? Now, wait a minute.
Now, we won't let him hurt you if that's what you're worried about.
Oh, of course not. We wouldn't do anything like that. In fact, if you want to pick up that phone right now, tell Cruz anything in particular you remember about Mason, go right ahead.
What is this, a club?
Well, it seems perfectly feasible to me that Mason killed his half-brother. In fact, any other explanation at all seems strained. Now, Dr. Amonte, I am fully aware that, after what happened at the Capwell Hotel, you're in need of legal representation, and I would be honored if you accepted my services. Here's my card.
Do you think that I don't know what you're doing, Mr. Smith? Backstabbing and blackmail are your specialties, aren't they? I knew what you were to Channing. Worse. I know what kind of a coward you've always been and still are, to what lengths you will go to keep from being found out. You, Lionel, if you had pursued Sophia here right under her husband's nose, none of us would be here right now. Do you realize that? Don't pretend that you didn't want to kill Channing. Ironic, isn't it, that you would have killed a man to conceal a murder that really never happened, Sophia's?
Did you tell him all this?
And Mason, Mason has motives for killing Channing that you haven't even dreamed of yet. Tell them, Mason, tell them what Channing found out that you and your mother Pamela were brewing.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your little tirade, Marcello, but it wasn't very smart. You've alluded to things that you couldn't possibly have known unless you'd been there in the study that day, which means you very likely killed him.
Marcello, were you in the study?
No, probably not. Unless, were you listening inside the tunnel or something?
No, how could I have known that it even existed? Did you see me there, Mason, did you?
Sophia could have told you.
Why, no, I didn't. Why would I?
You mean you don't remember telling him? Did it ever occur to you, Sophia, that Marcello always seemed to know more about you, about your house, your hometown, your family, more than you ever recalled telling him?
Yes, what are you getting at?
Did he use hypnosis in your therapy sessions, too? I know he used it to great advantage with Kelly. I want to thank you, gentlemen. The good doctor was much more forthcoming with you than he was with me. But I do think we owe him his rest. So I'll see you all tonight at the house at 7.
Well, you two can consider yourselves dropped from my Christmas card list.
Marcello, did you use hypnosis to get information from me?
As well if he should hate me now. I don't know exactly what I told you, but whatever it was too much. You know now, don't you?
Warren, I don't want you worrying about today you didn't kill Channing. Maybe Cruz will prove your father did it and send him to jail and he'll be out of our hair.
Is that what you want? Dad put in jail?
What I would like best is if no one had killed Channing and that he had exposed that affair between Lionel and Sophia, we would have saved 6 years of our lives. It was no bargain sticking your neck out for us, trying to keep us together. It was all for nothing, wasn't it?
Mom, I know you still love him, but what I don't know is why you keep putting us through all this.
It was time for me to grow up. He was making us both act like children. She'll be there tonight, won't she, at the Capwells?
Sophia? Yes, probably.
Will you stay with me and be my eyes?
Yes, of course I will, Mom.
I want you to tell me everything that happens. Who walks in, what they're wearing, who they're looking at.
I'm not going to spy on Dad and Sophia if that's what you're getting at.
That's not spying. They'll all be right there in the same room. I'd do it if I could. I want to know how he looks at her.
No, I will not play this game any longer, Mom. Look, anyway, I can tell you one thing. The only person he's going to be looking at is you.
I'm not going to stand around and let Cruz or Mason or anyone malign Channing's good name or his memory in this house.
Daddy, we all loved him in different ways, and nobody can change that.
If Cruz can find out who killed Channing, I can't help thinking that after all these years, it would be like lifting a curse off of this family.
I think he can. He's not too happy about it, but he is sure of it.
You mean like maybe this is not going to be good news?
Maybe.
Hey, are you two going to get married after all this is over?
We better be.
Just tell me when and where, please.
Look, I want us all to remember that no matter what happens, what we discover, it's not going to change how we feel about each other. And we're letting Cruz do this, make this grand attempt at recapturing 1979 because he says he needs to. But I want us all to know that this is a private thing between us. It's a family matter.
Do you believe it? Do you?
Yes, I do. I do believe the baby's alive, and I also know that Renfro's been trying to make us think otherwise.
You've never trusted him from the beginning, have you? That's why you wanted to keep me away from the house for so long. That's why you didn't want me in the hospital?
I don't trust Renfro, no.
Why not? Oh, Brick, please. I'm gonna go out of my mind. You know what I went through to have that baby this winter. And then to have him and hold him and see him and to have him taken away from me and they tell me that he's dead. And out of nowhere some nurse tells you he's alive and you believe her.
Okay, listen. Listen to me. The first thing you have to know is there's no question about this because I saw it myself. Jeff is dead.
What?
He was murdered.
Murder?
Yeah.
Who would want to kill him? Why?
Look.
When did this happen?
About a month ago, maybe a little longer.
You didn't tell me?
Well, obviously I wasn't going to upset you.
How could you keep something like that from me when you knew the person it would affect most was me?
Well, look, I thought it was best, all right? I mean, you ought to understand. You've been keeping some pretty big secrets from me, too.
No, I've always trusted you. I told you everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, why do you think Jeff's being killed had something to do with the baby?
Because when they got to him, he was on the phone with me.
When somebody was trying to kill him?
Yeah, he was trying to call you. And baby, he was trying to tell me who the father of the child was.
That's nothing new. He was always trying to pin it on somebody else.
Yeah, and I didn't believe him. Even when we got that first lab report, remember?
Yeah.
And I didn't believe him when it cost him his life when he was trying to phone me. Amy, I didn't believe him until I heard the autopsy report. Jeff was sterile. And there was evidence of scar tissue. And it looked like it had been there for about 2 years. Okay, honey. It's time for you to be honest with me. Look, baby, I'm not demanding anything of you. I asked you to marry me, didn't I? That was obviously when I knew that Jeff wasn't the father. And it didn't change how I felt about you.
Yes, it did. I can hear it in your voice.
Amy, the reason I was attracted to you in the beginning was because of your honesty. All right? So I just figured that maybe, I don't know, you'd tell me on your own time. That maybe there was you were protecting somebody.
Which makes me a liar with good motives?
Maybe you just wanted to, not talk about it, or you were ashamed. Look, I don't mean any offense by that, okay? There's just some reasons that you have that you're not telling me, and I'm willing to respect you for them, and even apologize for jumping to these conclusions. Just tell me what they are. Maybe I'm not going to be mad at you. I won't be.
Well, maybe I am. Did you ever think of that?
For what reason? Because I didn't tell you about Jeff? Well, I'm sorry. It was a tough call, but I had to make it. You don't think I wanted to tell you? I was worried about you and the baby, and at the same time, I'm feeling hurt, betrayed. Baby, I think it's time that you just stop holding on to the secret. I think I've earned the right to be trusted. Just tell me who it is.
Because there wasn't anybody else. In the past 3 years or ever. The only man I've ever been with is Jeff. Do you believe me?
Well, it wouldn't be like you not to tell me, or...
No, of course you don't believe me. How could you? You heard the autopsy. So you think it can't be Jeff. Oh, a single mother, that's one thing, but a virgin mother, that's only happened once, right? So why don't I just admit to you that there was somebody else? Because there wasn't. I'm not protecting anybody, Brick. Yeah, that's right. It sounds like something I might do. The only person I'm protecting now is my child. And if there was something I could tell you, no matter how personally damaging it would be, I would tell you if it would help us find him.
You want me to keep looking into it?
Of course I do. Wouldn't Christ? What do you think? There's some secret plan that I have that you're not a part of? That you don't know anything about?
Well, baby, I think there's something that we're both part of that I don't even know about.
Oh. Look, honey, I need you. I need your help. But not if it means that you can't trust me, that you think I've been leading you on, not telling you the truth about things. No matter what happens, though, I'll find out what happened to my little son.
Look, I love that baby too, okay? All right, look, it doesn't matter to me who the father is or isn't, all right? I'm going to find the boy and I'm going to bring him back to you one way or another. Okay? All right? All right? All right.
Do you believe what I said about you?
Look, I don't think I should have asked you or even put you in that position. Honey, I know you well enough that, well, you just wouldn't be careless with yourself. But, look, it's just none of my business, okay?
Any further instructions? Baby seems fine. Slept most of the trip, but I've never been a mother before. I want to make sure I do everything right.
First thing you can do is put out that cigarette. It isn't good for the baby or for you or for any of us.
Oh, I know. Jack Lee doesn't smoke. Well, it's my last one for a long time.
That's what you keep saying.
Listen, Renfro, I don't see the need for you to stick around Santa Barbara any longer.
You mean I'm actually being given permission to return to my practice?
If you've covered your tracks, yes.
Listen, I have a reputation. Do you think I'd want anyone to know that I've been a part of this? No. As far as the rest of the world is concerned, baby John Perkins died on a plane between Chico and Los Angeles.
Lionel, what are you doing here?
I wanted to see you. I knew we couldn't talk in there, huh? I came in through the tunnel and the gazebo.
Lionel, you should stay out of that tunnel. It's not safe anymore.
I can remember a time, a very short while ago, when you would have been very glad to see that tunnel come crashing in on my shoulders.
Lionel, I spent so many years hating you, and because of that, I almost ruined so many lives. Nothing good started to happen to me until I put all of that behind me. Now my children are starting to accept me again. Even Cece is becoming more receptive.
I admire the way you stuck it out. I mean, we all wanted to get rid of you, tried to send you away. You stuck to your guns, even at the point when Eden finally admits that she needs you. I wish I'd been as lucky with my own family. Oh, keep trying.
You better keep trying, because I know Augusta loves you.
I don't pretend to understand that woman. But I do love her. What you and I had together sure caused a lot of pain for people, didn't it? Cece and Augusta and our children.
Maybe after tonight we can put a lot of that behind us.
Yeah, I hope so. I wish that things would get better and better for you. Amazing, isn't it? After all that, the desperate feelings, the painful feelings, they finally come to this. It's almost pleasant, isn't it?
It's a very nice last act for us.
Yeah. You know, somebody told me years ago that all that passion that we had would come to this. I think I would have been disappointed. It's quite a romance, wasn't it? Despite all the pain and all the wasted time, the love wasn't wasted, was it? Guess I better get in there, huh?
I'll see you in a minute.
Renfro?
Yeah, Renfro, MD. He's a doctor. Look, I'm not sure of the outfit, but I know it was a chartered flight.
Well, all we had for L.A. last night was, wait. Dr. Leonard Renfro,
Yeah.
8 and party, sensitive equipment. Note, radio Los Angeles Memorial Ambulance dispatch to confirm arrival time. I didn't see it right away because I was looking through the manifest. Your friend Dr. Renfro chartered the flight, but he didn't go himself.
He wasn't on it? Look, can you check to see if there was a baby on it? The name would be Perkins.
No, I don't see it. Oh, Janine, who went with Captain Hawley last night to Los Angeles?
You mean the flight with the baby?
Yeah, that's right.
I went. Oh, that was the saddest thing. I mean, I'll never forget that flight as long as I live. We were only a few minutes off the ground when one of them came to me and he told me they had a patient with them, a sick little baby, and he told me that the baby had died.
You saw the baby?
Yes. Well, I mean, I didn't look at it. One of them was holding it. It was wrapped in a blanket.
Wait a second, it wasn't in an incubator?
Well, they did have some kind of machine on board, but once it was dead. What is this all about, anyway? Are you with the insurance company?
No, I'm just a friend of the baby's family, that's all. Thanks. Thank you.
Mid-Cal Flight 8 to Oakland, now boarding at Gate 1.
Yeah, may I have extension 3905? Please, thanks. Yeah, hello, is this the hospital morgue? Look, I'm calling to confirm a death from last night. Was there a baby brought there by from Chico? The last name would have been Perkins. Yeah, thank you. I'll wait. Yes? Was? Dead on arrival. No, that's all. Thank you. I can tell. Amy. Yeah, hi. No, nothing yet. I was just calling to tell you that I'm going to L.A. and to find out that, well, to find out if the baby even got there. No, I'm calling from there. Yeah. Look, I'll call you from there as soon as I know something. All right? Look, in the meantime, please just don't worry about anything. I'll call you as soon as I know. I will. Bye.
Rosa?
Don't say it, Mason, whatever it is.
You look so young. Takes me back.
I'm not in the mood.
To think this is the way Channing last saw you. How he always saw you, probably.
You know, he warned me about you. He said that the Capwells may not be angels, but they were nothing compared to your mother, and you were just like her.
What brought this on? Am I to pay forever for having tarnished the Golden Boy's image in your eyes?
You've been talking Channing down for years. That tape you brought me was just the last installment. But the real shock came when it occurred to me that this vicious, vindictive Channing that you're always talking about might actually have been someone just like you.
Could have done worse than me. You did, in fact.
Where's your famous sense of humor tonight, Mason? You look a little nervous. I wonder why. Could it have something to do with what Cruz is about to tell us?
I liked you better when you weren't so bitter, Santana.
I liked it better that you don't like me.
Before you decided to track Brandon down, for instance. You know, you were never exactly a saint, Santana. But once you decided to track that boy down, I don't think even Channing could have been a match for you. You played up to my father and shucked him once you found Gina and played up to her instead. Still doing it. I see you smiling, charming people, telling them how good it is to be back in Santa Barbara, and all the while you're thinking how easy it would be to take Brandon away and set up house somewhere else, just the two of you.
That's not true.
Flash your fiery eyes at someone else. I know you too well.
Come in.
Well, Lindsay, you're very punctual.
Is Cruz here?
Oh, somewhere, but don't worry. There are other people you know, reminisce with, compare notes, whatever. Eden wants to talk to you, I think. I believe I'll keep you away from Ted. He's very young and impressionable, not to mention good-looking.
I hope to hell Cruz put you away today.
I'd have a pretty song to sing if he should try, wouldn't I?
Oh, Santana.
Lindsay,
This must be a very difficult occasion for you.
and you too?
No one else, just Lindsay Smith, a lawyer Mason's been working with.
But the bell just rang.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
Who is it? I can tell by the silence. It must be your father.
Yes.
Is he coming this way?
No, you can tell he wants to, but I'm sure he knows that you don't want him near.
Maybe he'll get tired and just give up.
Yeah, maybe, man.
Do you think he will?
No.
Who is it now?
Sophia.
She didn't come with Lionel?
No, she came with Dr. Armandi.
Where's Cruz?
Mom?
Why'd Mama have to bring him?
Somebody had to.
Is this what you were wearing that day?
Yes. Seems so strange to see you like that, Mom, like Dominic.
I know, honey. Eden, where's Cruz?
Yes. Where is Cruz? He who knows all and sees all. We've even divided ourselves into sinners and sinned against for convenience.
I'm sorry to have kept you. We're ready now.
Whose signature is that?
Oh, that was who brought the body in. One of Dr. Renfro's assistants, I'd guess. What are you, a detective?
Look, I can't read this. What does it say?
Oh, that was the attending physician's certification of the time and cause of death. Typical doctor's handwriting. Look, if there was anything out of order, I'd tell you. But the body came in last night, and the paper here tells the whole story. It's all very, very sad, but completely routine.
Number 9, huh? Were you here last night when the baby came?
No. That was, oh, look. Our regular night man must have been off. They probably had a sub in. I can't even recognize the initials. Is there anything else I can show you, Mr. Wallace?
Yeah, the baby.
You mean the body?
Yeah.
Mr. Wallace, you may be a close friend of the family, but don't you think this is getting
Look,
a little
I flew
out of
all the
hand?
way
I mean,
down here,
morbid?
okay? And I'm not leaving until I see that baby for myself. Now open it.
Well, okay. It's all right, Mr. Wallace. It seems impossible, but there is nothing there.
We guard it well, little one. Someday it'll be yours.
We'll be going into the study in a few minutes, but first I wanted to explain
First,
how
you
I...
wanted to savor your moment of triumph, Cruz. Don't feel bad. Any of us would have done the same. We don't begrudge you.
Mason, shut up.
Thank you.
There's no triumph in this for anyone, Mason. The best that can be said about it is that it might possibly put an end to a long period of uncertainty for some people who may or may not be able to go on with their lives a little easier now. That's all you can say about it. Now, once I found out that Peter Flint's confession had been faked, I opened up the case records again, looked at evidence that was presented at the trial of Joe and Lionel's trial as well, went through the police research files, looking at things that no judge would have accepted as evidence, but that I needed to know. I even reread Channing's journals. But none of it really fell together until the hotel fire, when Marcello, in his delirium, tried to tell someone, I should say, what he knew. You must have thought you were going to die, huh, Doc? You know, I found it difficult to believe you until I realized that for the first time, 6 years after the fact, everything fit. Now, I don't know any more about Channing than I ever did, really. That's not what this is about. The man seems to have been a blank, seems to have agreed to become the fantasy for anyone who loved or hated him. All of you can offer reasons, I'm sure, for feeling about him the way you did, and I'll bet each of you feels that only you knew what he was really like deep down. Personally, I make no claim to have known the man. But I'll tell you what I do know. Fact number 1. 6 years ago, he returned home from Budapest, having won the Equestrian World Championship while riding with 3 broken ribs, which got him invited to the White House, got his picture on the covers of Time and Sports Illustrated, in a lot of wonderful articles with titles like An American Royal Family and Storybook Lives, and so on. Fact number 2. His father threw a lavish reception in honor of his celebrated son's return. He spared no expense and invited everyone, even people he normally didn't speak to, just to show how proud he was of his son. Fact number 3, as we all know, is that that evening, at the moment of Channing's greatest glory, someone shot him down in cold blood. Someone whose identity, indeed, I do know. And fact number 4, of course, as I imagine you've guessed, that person is in this room.